Hello everyone, welcome to Johnny's NetSec YouTube channel. In this video, I'm gonna introduce this GitHub project Zfile, which is an online cloud disk aggregator or online cloud disk indexer. You can use it to show all of your cloud drives in one page, and you can have password, you can preview those popular documentation format such as image, videos, audios, and even Office files, PDF files. Unfortunately, this one is only have Chinese version, so I'm using Google Translate it. If you can understand it well, you can use it to build your own cloud drive list website, to aggregate all your cloud drives from different sources and put into one page to show everything in there. Previously, I had a similar project, a list, introduced to you. Also, I have one manager. I have a GO index or GD index, Google Drive Indexer, created using the Cloud4Whereworks. If you want to know how to build one website free to aggregate all your cloud drives together, you can look at those videos, search in my channel, and you should be able to get better ideas what you needed. So far, I found these Zfiles can meet all of my requirements, such as preview features, such as password protection, and then they can support the most popular cloud drivers as well. So now let's jump in to start to work on. One thing I like Zfile list program is they have very good documentation website. Again, unfortunately it's Chinese. Using the Google Translate, you should be able to see the English version. You can have multiple installation methods. Docker and Docker Compose is the one I really like, which I'm using in this video to show you. There's a demo site as well, which is only showing local storage. You can preview the files, you can see the function if you want to check out if it meets your requirement or not. You also can log in using the provided account. And then you should be able to see the back end, which is how you can edit storages. You can edit multiple type storages, which you can show here: web dev, tension, COS, OSSS, USFTP, SFTP, OneDrive, SharePoint, Google Drive, S3, Bucket, all those popular ones. You should be able to add them into your Zfile program. There's some security controls, access controls, detail logs. They have short link, directly link to your file, which you can share outside. You can manage that, and this web dev also supported. So it's perfect for your personal cloud drive website in this case. That's why I'm trying to show this program to you, and then hopefully it can help you a bit from there. As usual, I do have a blog post to show all commands and installation steps. You should be able to find it from video description. Let's start with Docker run and Docker compose. This Docker run command, you should be able to find this also from the document website I showed you before. To make it simple, I already simplified it a bit and make it adjusted to meet my own environment. You may want to adjust it, or you can just directly copy paste it from there. I always start with play with Docker to test the those Docker run command and test the Docker to see how it works. Then I'm gonna put into my own VPS. To make it simple, I won't go through all process. I will just test it in a play with Docker. If you want to see more, you can look at my other videos, which here to show you how to deploy in your own VPS environment. So if you have play with Docker account login, then you should be able to start a new instance. After you copied the Docker run command in, you can just throw it into here. then let it run. As you can see, in a couple of seconds, the Docker has been created and then the port 8080 has been opened for us to access to it. You can see this is typical system initialization page. You need to enter your site name, put the admin account, put the password. If you are using proxy, using your own domain, then you may want to use your own domain here after you created your DNS record and created your proxy setting, which I'm going to show you a little bit later for my settings. The initialization has been successfully completed. Got it. It's just saying there's no storage source. Do you want to jump into admin page to add some source? Yes. So we're gonna do that. Of course, we need to log in right now. The second option is storage source. Again, the whole page is Chinese. Hopefully you can understand it a bit, or you can translate it. So let's look at the local. I'm gonna put the temp file here. Then you need to choose storage policy, which is local storage source, and you need to put the path in. Save it. After that, you should be able to see there's a local source here, which is local files. So that's how easy you can add a local source and how you can add other storage source, which you can add another one to give you a little bit idea how to add OneDrive. So this is just a name for your website for this folder. If you want to do OneDrive, click OneDrive. If you want to SharePoint, click SharePoint, or Google Drive, or other S3, SFTP, WebDAV, etc., etc. So we do OneDrive. So once you choose OneDrive, here is you need to get the access token, visit token, and the refresh token. So here they will launch a new website, launch a new page to ask you to log in. You may want to connect to it. So then you will see the whole OneDrive access token, refresh token. You can put this in. Let's say access token, refresh token. Then the root drive. Let's save it. So that's how simple you can add OneDrive in. Now we can go back. So we have two folders now. One is for local, one is OneDrive. That's how you can launch it using the docker run command. If you want to use it, docker compose, it's a similar docker compose command is here. You just copy them and you should be able to use them directly. Or you can go back to document website, see the docker compose command here. So that's how easy you can bring up your own Cloud Drive manager or Cloud Drive listing website using Zfile. Once you have your website running on the port 8080 and running on your IP address, then you can think about using your own domain. So you need to add a record for it, just like what I did. I'm using Nginx proxy manager to do the reverse proxy for my website. So the first thing, and also I'm using Cloudflare to manage my DNS record. So first thing, of course, you need to create a record. So let's say this is your website name, Zfile, and then this is your npm, Nginx proxy manager's IP. So basically you point your Zfile list subdomain to your npm. Once you have your A record created, you can go back to your Nginx proxy manager to create a new proxy host, which is what I did is using your own domain and then put into the real public IP and the port in here. The port I'm using 8090, not the default port 8080. So depending on which port you open to the public, then you put the port IP address here. So after that, you just need to create your SSL certificate. You get your SSL certificate, then you can save the changes. So after this, you should be able to have your own Zfile cloud aggregator, which is adding all your cloud drivers together, and then you can show all of them what you have here into the public. Other than we can use Docker and Docker Compose to deploy Zfile, this web application, to your own VPS. You also can deploy to Zfile, CoYip, Render, Fly.io, those free cloud platform which can help you to launch your own application. Zfile probably is the easiest way you can do. So let's log in. As long as you have an account, then you should be able to launch your application at least for 24 hours. So you can create a new project. Also, you can create a project based on a template in Zfile. So that's the one thing I like Zfile. I'm gonna quickly go through the configuration for those web platforms. So you can search template Zfile. So they already have template. So what you can do is just click on it and then deploy. So you can deploy free trial zone, and then you will get a subdomain. Let's say Zfile. If nobody using that domain, then you can use it, or you can use 51 Zfile. So then I will deploy it. So it will take a while to deploy. Similar thing is CoYip. The thing is, CoYip free account, usually hobby plan doesn't give you persistent volume. For this application, it does need a persistent volume, which is free plan may not provide to it. For example, Render free plan, you can deploy the web service using the existing image. You can have free hobby project, but unfortunately it doesn't provide you persistent disk for you to use. So if you deploy to it, it works, but they won't save your configurations. For this case, you can upgrade your plan, then you can get a persistent disk to mount to your app, and then map your Docker internal configuration folder to that persistent disk. Fly.io actually is better. The free plan does have persistent disk for you 1 GB to use. So, but the performance is very low. I already tried. In my blog, I do have very detailed steps. I'll show you how to use your free plan, how to launch, and how to create your persistent disk, and then how you can configure your files to mount the disk to your application and then deploy to it. It does work. The performance is not that good, but it does work. I won't go through it, but I will just quickly using Zfile's plan to show you how to deploy Zfile, this application, to the cloud. Basically, that's how simple you can use Zfile to deploy Zfile, but then that is only for 24 hours. So it's up and running. CoYip, it's similar. You should be able to deploy web service using Docker image. Then next, then you can choose CPU Echo, which is free to use, but it's only 0.1 virtual CPU. It will work, but it might too slow for you to use. That's why I'm not recommending to using this free plan. Same thing on Render. Even you deploy it, it's gonna be a little bit slow, and you have to upgrade to get a persistent disk. Same thing on Fly.io. But that's a choice. You may want to pay $5 to get this application running in the cloud for you. So that's all for this video. I deployed Zfile in my own VPS using my own domain. I deployed Zfile into cloud platforms such as Zfile, Koyap, Render, Fly.io. More details you can find out from my blog post. I hope you like this video. If you like it, give me some up and support me by subscribing my channel. See you in my next video.